Um, the logos is immutable tantra. Basically, what that allows, you can crush people with the gravity. Okay, the gravity is all like singularities and shit like that. And you hear Eric Weinstein talking about singularity code and stuff like that. If you go look on his page, you'll see stuff like that on his Twitter. Um, and he got these ideas from me. That's where they're all getting them from. I can tell for a lot of reasons, and one of the things I'm teaching them through subtlety, so you can get schooled, figure out how the fuck this shit works, is that they're stealing, taking, adopting, whatever you want to call it, these ideas, and Eric Weinstein ties it back into how that'll defend democracy. My Patreon page, I made it a while ago. It's all about how to set up an immutable democracy. And what these fools don't realize is that I'm subverting them backwards. I'm using guises of good, just like Adolf Hitler used polarization. That's what I do. I lure them along with good ideas. These are ultra tempting ideas. But what I'm doing is subverting them backwards into Islam and accepting the jihad. And that's why these people are dangerous to me. And if you ask them all this shit, that you never get that out of people. So you have to kind of bait them into it, which is really annoying. And Nietzsche said, whoever fights monsters, something or other, be careful, because when you gaze into the abyss gazes back to you. Okay, none of them understand that because they all get a good, great laugh and boosts, character boosts. They build themselves up and attach themselves to all this nonsense. So then your sick is their good helping healing opportunity. So then they want more sickness because they'll be out of a job if you're not sick. They won't have anything to gossip about, won't have anything to talk about. World peace doesn't have any challenging and all that stuff. There's no debates in world peace. You just crush motherfuckers with the gravity. And that's a jihad, inarguable arguments. You have to have the logos, the immutable logos to do that. You have to understand what that is, and what it is, and things entailed that inside it was written. So, one of my plans is to address the jihad, which, in my opinion, is not a war outside of the self. It's an inner holy war. The circumcision of the heart, not the fake circumcision genital mutilation garbage. That's all fake rituals that block out the real circumcision. So then you think you did a circumcision, but you really didn't. Or you think you did a baptism, but you really didn't. And, that's one of the things that'll hold together an immutable democracy. And that's what I'm going to build the next culture out of. They don't know that, and I don't care. They're going to get schooled and they're going to learn. And I hope they see this video and I hope they show it around to all the dark web clowns because you're basically sitting ducks for subversion. You don't realize that. You think you're all powerful, all knowing. You live in a fucking psychosis. And really, they don't know what subversion is. Psychology is useless to subversion. Absolutely useless. It's probably a tool more so for subversion. Because it's so inane that you present. There's all my beer bottles in the back. I was drinking this weekend. I usually don't drink, but over the last couple of weekends, I think it's this yeast. I've been taking this vitamin B yeast, and it just makes me want to have a beer. I don't know. So there's my beer bottles, my messy room. Jordan Peterson says you can't save the world, you got a messy room. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think that's a relative, subjective bunch of hocus pocus bullshit. But anyway, only time could actually tell. So we'll have to see here whether the messy room impedes things like Jordan Peterson says, or if he's just speaking elevated rhetoric in his whiteness. But that's what the jihad is: to crush people with the gravity, inarguable arguments. Um, and all kinds of other tactics are involved in the real true jihad, um, which got Linda Sarsour in trouble for mentioning because she doesn't know what the jihad is. So she just came out and said this jihad rhetoric to try to set people up in a presupposition. It backfired. The karmic backlash nailed her, knocked her right out of the game.